Yo, what is going on, guys? Huncho322 here, back, and today, guys, I'm bringing you guys, fans and coaches of the ASL, another weekly recap. And today we have the Week 12 weekly recap of Season 3 in the ASL. And we are almost reaching the end of our regular season. The regular season ends after Week 13. I will still do weekly recaps for the playoffs, of course. So definitely make sure to keep checking those out. Please leave a like down below if you and subscribe if you have not already. It definitely helps out a lot. Oh, also, if you would like to join the ASL Discord, there should be a link down below. Go ahead and click on that link. It'll put you into the Discord chat where we all hang out. You can watch battles live because we'll post links in there. So yeah, definitely go check it out, and it's down below. But anyways, without further ado, I think we should just about get into this video. But we have 5 weekly heroes this week: Cresselia, Conch Elder, Salamence, Spiritomb, and Heligo. And there was a 5-0, 5-0, 4-0, 5-0, 5-0, 2-0, 4-0 matches. So there are a lot of very, very decisive matches. Not a lot of close ones. The close one was Keister versus Gustavo. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into the match. And the first match being the Contract Killers taking on the Denver Nummels. The implications for this game were huge. The loser was eliminated from playoff contention. So as you can see, Demaster was eliminated from playoff contention. And Anderson improves to 6-6 as Cresselia is one of the weekly heroes, picking up a total of 4 kills in the match. Anderson is going to go ahead and lead with a Chandelure, as Demaster is going to lead with a Moltres. Going to go ahead and U-turn on out of there. Goes into Hitmonchan, probably specially defensive AV if I had to guess. He's going to double out into Gourgeist, but he's going to get bopped as he does it. He's probably predicting the Cresselia. Hitmonchan is going to go for the Earthquake, do nothing since Levitate. And Demaster is going to pull a double into Espeon. His doubles are not working very well, and Demaster is going to go sack off his Audino. So Anderson's Chandelure already putting on so much pressure early on. And Anderson is going to unfortunately miss out on the kill, so he's going to lose his Assault Vest due to that, as this was likely his answer for Tapu Koko. Anderson is going to go for the Flame Charge, and now will outspeed everything. Out comes Hitmonchan though, since it can take hits. Goes into Cresselia. Goes out into Tapu Koko, as Cresselia is going to go ahead and set up a Calm Mind. Koko has to get out of there. It cannot do anything. And Cresselia is going to set up a second Calm Mind. Espeon is going to Calm Mind right alongside it, as it gets recovery as well. So Espeon is going to set up a second Calm Mind, as Cresselia is basically putting it to the point where it is forced to Morning Sun. But instead, Demaster is going to go for a third Calm Mind, and then Anderson is going to go for the Trick, and actually gets to use the Salic Berry, but it doesn't matter because it's Scarf Espeon with all that setup. Then he can go into Cresselia and then force it out. Tapu Koko is going to take 28% from this. Gets a special attack drop. Definitely unfortunate for Demaster. Goes down to Moltres on Cresselia's Calm Mind. Goes for U-turn. Goes for the U-turn. Goes into Espeon. And this is Choice Scarf Espeon. We know that for sure. It's going to go for the Signal Beam. Do a whole lot of damage. And Espeon is not winning this battle. And Cresselia basically just wins at this point. There's nothing really stopping it. Like Tapu Koko comes out, it's going to take so much damage from this. As you're going to see, that Thunderbolt does nothing. Is going to Moonlight back up. The paralysis is going to be definitely unfortunate, just because such is that. All Demaster can do here is just keep Thunderbolting and hope for paras. Otherwise, he's going to lose this match 5-0. Another para, third in a row. Let's just get the battle over. Come on now. Anderson has to Moonlight here. And let's see if it can break through. Maybe. Yep, that is going to be a dead Tapu Koko, or so you thought. It lives on 1. Is going to swap out into Hitmonchan. I don't get that play. Oh, it takes it. That tanks. Yo, that's special defensive AV. Hold up. Demaster's gonna go for the Rapid Spin. I guess the only two moves he had was Rapid Spin and Earthquake. But isn't he AV? I don't even know. I don't know. Anyways, Hitmonchan is gonna go down. Out goes, or he comes out in a Moltres. Gets a crit, and then is gonna take absolutely nothing from a Moonblast. So it's gonna be a stally couple turns, missing Hurricanes, landing Hurricanes, paralysis, confusion. Okay, and then is finally gonna drop to a Moonblast, and out comes Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko literally has to get six paralyses in a row. But that is not the case. Cresselia is going to take it out, and the Contract Killers are going to take a 5-0 victory over the Denver Nummels. Next up, we have the Keldeo Hub Resolutes taking on the Netherlandians. This is a 5-0 victory in Lari's favor. And Shaman is not a weekly hero because it was last week, if you guys do remember that. But anyways, Lari won 5-0, and let's get it. Zapdos against Electivire lead. This very much favors Lari, actually, but she's going to go ahead and Volt Switch on out of there. Zapdos actually takes a lot of damage from that. And is going to go for the Heat Wave, unfortunately does not burn. But Zapdos can roost pretty freely. As T-Tar is going to get up its rocks. And Zapdos is going to immediately defog him, as it's going to take a Rock Slide. Do 50%. And that Sandstorm keeping it at that 50% mark. Now T-Tar is going to get its Stealth Rocks back up. And this is a winning battle for Lari. Since Ghost isn't actually doing any damage. This is a winning battle for Lari. But now that the Sand's gone, not so much. Anyways, Zapdos is going to go ahead and Volt Switch on into Blastoise, as Blastoise is one of the better answers for T-Tar. He's going to double out into the Zapdos, predicting the Suicune. But Shaman works as well. Very good double on Ghost's part. So Persian's going to come in here, take a Toxic, and is going to go for the Parting Shot. Grabbing a lot of momentum right now. Goes back into Blastoise. And he's not going to make the same double, but he's going to go with the Scald. And he's going to burn Shaman, which really doesn't matter because it gets Natural Cure. So next time Shaman switches out, it's losing the burn, so it doesn't really care. It's going to go for the Giga Drain, get a little bit off on Zapdos. And Zapdos can go ahead and Heat Wave here. It can Roost, it can double, as it's already Toxic, so not kind of a useless turn. A little bit. I'm assuming that's HP Fire, if I had to guess, or HP Flying. But Persian gonna go out into Zapdos. Zapdos taking a Giga Drain, and Zapdos is at the point where it's kind of forced to Roost. Wants to get all that health back, but it's actually gonna go for the Volt Switch, and Shaman is just gonna sit here. It's already Toxic, so Persian is really weakened at this point, which is one of Ghost's walls. Goes into Zapdos. Is going to take 9% from that Giga Drain. And this is a winning battle for Lari. She has no reason not to keep clicking Giga Drain. Actually goes for the Toxic though, so this Zapdos is on a timer. I mean, Florges, it gets Heal Bell or Aromatherapy, whatever you want to use. So it's not that big of a deal for the Zapdos. But he's gonna go for the Heat Wave on the incoming T-Tar. So it's gonna go for the Volt Switch. Probably gonna go into that Blastoise. As Stealth Rocks get up. So Blastoise can already, it could Scald, it could Ice Beam, it could Rapid Spin. Ghost is gonna choose to Scald and actually burns again. So it's just gonna cancel out leftovers until Lari chooses to swap out again. Out comes Zapdos. Out comes Zapdos to take a Giga Drain plus Rocks that is doing a lot of damage, and the poison is going to start racking up. So Zapdos has to Roost, but is actually going to go for the Defog. Ghost is playing very risky with his Zapdos here, which I don't really agree with since it kind of wins him the match. Well, not anymore because it's Toxic. But Zapdos does not really want to stay in here, does not want to take any more toxic damage. He's gonna go for the Volt Switch. Get on out of there. Get some momentum. Go into Blastoise. Actually goes into Lurantis this time. Still probably gonna see a switch into Shaman, as Ghost is gonna go for the Substitute. It's not bad on his part. And Larry's gonna swap out. Is gonna take a Leaf Storm, and this is contrary to Lurantis, so it's gonna get it's like superior essentially. But Electivire is faster and is then going to die to a Leaf Storm. So Lurantis picking up the first kill of the match, 27 turns in. Out comes Golisopod. You can obviously first impression. That does nothing to Florges. That actually does a sizable chunk actually. So Florges is going to go out and make a Blastoise, as Liquidation is the play. And it is Life Orb Golisopod, of course. Out comes Shaman on Rest Mega Blastoise, which Ghost just loves Rest Mega Blastoise. Out goes into a Alolan Persian, which is going to die to a Giga Drain, so now it is 5-5. Out comes Omastar, gets knocked down to its Sash, can go ahead and Shell Smash up, and then it will be able to Ice Beam for some big damage. But it's going to go into Suicune. That still does a sizable chunk, especially to the Suicune. It's going to go for the Ancient Power, do some good damage to Suicune, and then it's going to drop. So out comes Zapdos here. Actually, Lurantis. Okay. So Lurantis is going to go for the Substitute again, as Golisopod can obviously first impression. And that is 100% her play, just to break the Substitute. He's going to go for the Leaf Storm, do some big damage. And he's going to get Emergency Exited out into Excadrill. Excadrill will outspeed and go for the X-Scissor and kill off Lurantis. Excadrill kind of wins at this point. Wants to swap out, doesn't want to risk Sleep Talk. And Ghost is going to make a phenomenal double into Zapdos on the Shaman. And then can go ahead and go for that Roost, get some health back, as the Toxic Timer is not too devastating right now. He's going to go for the Volt Switch, likely go into his Blastoise. Takes a Rock Slide pretty well. Blastoise still has 2 more sleep turns if I'm not mistaken. So Ghost is going to try and burn some of those right now. He's going to go for the Rapid Spin, and now Blastoise is shown his whole set. Rest, Sleep Talk, Rapid Spin, Scald. Shaman going to go for the Giga Drain, and Blastoise wants to burn more sleep turns. And it's sitting at 25%, so either Ghost loses his Blastoise or he swaps out here. And he's actually going to decide just to sack off his Blastoise. So out comes Florges, and it's going to get Toxic, which, again, if it's Heal Bell or Aromatherapy, in which it should be since it's Calm Mind, then it doesn't really care about that. Ghost is going to start setting up some Calm Minds here. And honestly, he should Wish into Aromatherapy, but he's actually going to go for the Moonblast. Does a good amount to the Shaman, but Shaman is just too much for Ghost's team. Zapdos was not enough to beat it. I think Ghost heavily underprepped it. But Shaman gonna go for the Synthesis, is gonna take this next Moonblast pretty easily. And Florges is going to die to Toxic damage. Out comes Zapdos on the Shaman, and its play is to just Heat Wave, try and do what it can. But it's actually gonna go for the Volt Switch. So T-Tar is just gonna wall this Zapdos, as it has to just keep Volt Switching and trying to get rid of this, as T-Tar is going to miss the Rock Slide. And this is basically a good game. The only hope is if he lands a Heat Wave burn. But as you're going to see, the Toxic damage is going to almost be able to take out Zapdos. And is going to die next turn. Even a crit, not going to save it. And Larry just wants to show off the Pursuit on her T-Tar. So that is going to be the game. The Keldeo Hub Resolutes take, the Newlandians take a 5-0 victory over the Keldeo Hub Resolutes. Next up, we have the Nightmare Nidoking taking on the Inner Milotic and Conkel. They're picking up 3 kills in the match, being one of the weekly heroes. So let's go ahead and check out the match. We have an ASL versus a Probopass lead. Jellicent going to get Thunder Waved on the first turn of the match. Definitely unfortunate, as you're going to see right there. Nice Scald when it came off. Is going to do nothing to Clefable. And rocks are up, so Azelf's potential Sash is broken. He's going to go for the Psychic, do a lot of damage, get the Spadef drop, so very fortunate for Anaria. As it can pressure this Clefable a lot more and make Static actually swap out here. And that's going to do nothing to Probopass. Probopass is a very, very specially defensive Mon. And Anaria is actually going to miss the Fire Blast, so very, very unfortunate. And it's going to land the second one, so you're going to see that really wouldn't have mattered. But Probopass is going to be able to kill it with Flash Cannon. Out comes Electabuzz. Obviously can go for the Cross Chop. Actually goes for the HP Ice. Static goes for the Earth Power. Does a lot of damage. Out comes Gligar. Gligar is above the ground, but Static goes for the Flash Cannon. There's nothing Gligar can really do apart from set up rocks or go for knockoff. But out comes Conkeldurr, which can knock off its Eviolite and then can kill it with Ice Punch. So Conkeldurr is going to lose its Assault Vest, but it gets rid of Gligar, which really, really opens up the door for Zygarde 50. Of course, there's still Leafeon there, but it kind of opens up the door. So Probopass is going to take a Thunderbolt, gets crit, but is going to get rid of Electabuzz, and Probopass putting in work this match, picking up 2 kills. Out comes Silvally. Silvally goes for the Shadow Claw, gets rid of Probopass. Out comes Conkeldurr, as that is normal Silvally, and Conkeldurr can double into Clefable. Not bad, not bad. Can go for the Calm Mind. And this Calm Mind Clefable is looking to wreak havoc. And is going to take an Energy Ball. It does nothing. And Silvally is going to go for the Double Edge as Clefable goes for the Wish. It doesn't kill, and Moonblast is going to go ahead and kill Silvally as Clefable is going to get its Wish back. Out comes Leafeon, and Leafeon is going to go for its Z move. Z Bloom Doom almost picks up on the kill, and Clefable is going to miss the Fire Blast. So very unfortunate for Clefable. It would have cleaned up the game, but it is going to drop, and out comes Crobat, and Crobat really just gets to go for a U-turn here, but actually goes for the Brave Bird, gets some really good damage off, and then basically just U-turn into Conkeldurr, hope for a Scald Burn, because then your Guts boosted, and win. That's the agenda. So Conkeldurr gets to go for the knockoff here, gets rid of the Jellicent, and out comes Leafeon, as Leafeon is at decent health, but is not taking 2 Ice Punches, and that's for sure. So here comes the first Ice Punch. It does live since Leafeon is really, really bulky from the physical side, but then it's going to drop to a second one. So that is going to be the game. The Inner Milotic are going to take a 4-0 victory over the Nightmare Nidoking, coached by Anaria. Next up, we have another 5-0. The Arcane Arcanines taking on the St. Louis Swablues. 5-0 victory in Ian's favor. No weekly heroes in this match, but definitely a kill-filled match indeed. As, well, no, because there were only 7 kills throughout the whole match. What am I even talking about? Anyways, out comes Scizor on the Sylveon, and he's going to go for the U-turn as Malone is going to stay in. Apparently he was like max physically defensive and can just eat up bullet punches or something like that. I don't really know. Anyways, out comes Exploud, fearing the Fire Blast, has to go into Umbreon. Boomburst is still scary too. Umbreon not taking this Boomburst very nice, as this is Choice Specs. Exploud. Out comes Sylveon. And Sylveon can go for the Hyper Voice, or is going to double into Weezing, making a great double on Ian's part, or on Malone's part. But he's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp into Uxie, goes into Sylveon, and is going to take a knockoff. It's going to get rid of its leftovers, but it is Wish, so it doesn't really matter a whole ton. It's going to go into Mega Sharpedo and take a U-turn. I don't really know what Malone was predicting there. Maybe a Psyshock. But he does get the Wish back, so it doesn't really matter. But Tapu Fini is going to set up a Calm Mind. That is not good for Sylveon, as I don't know why Malone was trying to Wish on a +1/+1 Tapu Fini. I would have gone for the Psyshock or just Hyper Voice it. But anyways, Mega Sharpedo is going to go for the Poison Jab and is going to die. So Tapu Fini putting in work in this match like it normally does. Is going to double into Weezing, so it can take all those Moon Blasts. So Ian wants to swap out, go into Uxie, which Uxie takes on Weezing very, very well. Out comes Sylveon on this Uxie, is going to get a U-turn into Staraptor. So Ian putting on a lot of pressure. Can go for the Brave Bird and just almost get rid of Kieran Black. That crit did not matter because it would have 2 KO'd anyways. So out comes Weezing on this Staraptor, goes into Umbreon. As Malone pulls a double into Sylveon, so Malone pulling some good doubles right now. And Scizor is going to be able to go for the Bullet Punch or U-turn, but Sylveon is going to Wish Protect, so it's at good health. And Sylveon can take a Bullet Punch and can actually stall out this Scizor, believe it or not, which is pretty impressive. Well, Bullet Punch has a chance to kill now. So Weezing going to take that Bullet Punch pretty easily since Weezing is Malone's dedicated counter. For this Scizor, Weezing going to go for the Pain Split, get nothing back since it and Uxie are at relatively the same health. So Sylveon going to take a Psychic, which it can very easily. Uxie going to go for the U-turn, go into Mega Scizor, which can pressure this Sylveon as it can Wish Protect, but it is not going to appreciate a lot of Bullet Punches. As it's actually going to U-turn out here, can go into Jolteon, as it would take a Hyper Voice decently well. Can go for the Volt Switch, go into Mega Scizor again, as Sylveon is going to go for the Toxic. Hyper Voice is the play. Out comes Weezing, going to go for the Bullet Punch. And Scizor is going to go for the U-turn. Out comes Uxie, and Weezing is actually going to get some health back now since they were not at nearly the same health. That Psychic is going to go ahead and crit Weezing. It doesn't matter. Weezing can't really do anything to Uxie anyways, and anything would have revenged it even if it didn't crit. So Ian's going to make a great play, just sacrifices Uxie by going for the knockoff to get rid of the choice specs, and then is going to go into Staraptor and be able to kill it with a Brave Bird. Out comes Sylveon, and Sylveon just goes for the Wish again. And the Sylveon is proving to be very, very annoying and actually doesn't get beaten by Mega Scizor, which is actually kind of ridiculous. But Tapu Fini coming out, and Tapu Fini can basically just Calm Mind all over since it can't Toxic because it's in Misty Terrain. Tapu Fini gonna go for that Calm Mind, and out comes Mew, goes for the Swords Dance. This is the only set that Malone has ever brought on Mew, I'm pretty sure. Every set that he's brought on Mew has Flame Charge on it, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, Mew gonna then go for the Zen Headbutt, gets the flinch, so very unfortunate for Ian. But he can go straight into Umbreon, no reason not to, as Mew, I believe, is gonna go for the Leech Life, but then Umbreon can go ahead and OHKO this thing with a Foul Play, since it is +2 with the Sword Stance. So Sylveon gets to come out, and Ian just goes straight into Scizor. You basically just click Bullet Punch every single turn, as Bullet Punch does pick up the kill on Sylveon, and that is going to be the game. The Arcane Arcanines are going to take a 5-0 victory over the St. Louis Swablues. Next up, we have the Florida Floatals taking on the Utah Hoots, and a big 5-0 victory on the back of Salamence, picking up 5 kills in a D-Dance sweep. So Thundurus is going to go for the U-turn on to Miltank. Go into Araquanid as Miltank is going to set up some Stealth Rocks. It goes for the S-Toss, which is going to be a 4 KO. Rocker's going to try and do some Spiderweb shenanigans. But Slowbro's going to come out here, so Susie's going hard Raikou, as Raikou can still rip through this thing even if it's at +1. Goes into a Alolan Marowak, but it's going to Calm Mind up itself. So this proves that he does not have the Shadow Ball. Goes into the milk tank. So Alolan Marowak is going to knock off its Rocky Helmet, as it's going to take Rocky Helmet damage in the process. Serena is going to come out on this Miltank, as it's going to take an Earthquake very easily. And Yamega is going to take a Rapid Spin and goes for the Bug Buzz and gets rid of Serena. Gets a +1 speed boost, but Thundurus walls it, so it doesn't really matter. Out comes Landers, and Rocker makes the HP Ice play. It's a very good play on his part. And gets rid of Lando. Out comes Raikou, which Raikou can take it on. Goes for the Calm Mind, but since Suzy doesn't have Shadow Ball, there's nothing he can do to this Alola Marowak. So I definitely think he should have brought Shadow Ball, because if he brought Shadow Ball, he could actually win. Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Ice, or HP Ice, and Calm Mind, he would actually win. He just sweeps. But you want to talk about sweeps? Alright, let's talk about sweeps. Mence is going to go with the Dragon Dance, as it's going to take an S-Toss, which it can very easily. Goes for the Dragon Claw, does not kill. It was definitely Rocker's play to D-Dance up again, because then it would kill. But Salamence is going to get its Moxie. Out comes Yamega, goes for the Protect, as Rocker is going to go for the Inferno Overdrive. So it's going to be at a +1 speed, and Salamence actually still outspeeds. So I don't know what Suzy was doing. Did he like forget EVs or something? But either way, Mence is just going to come in through here and just Moxie kill everything. And unless something's Scarf, it's all gone. It is all gone, and that is going to be the game. Since this Tyrantrum is not outspeeding, it is dying to a +5 Dragon Claw. So that is going to be the game. The Florida Floatzel is going to take a 5-0 victory over the Utah Hoots. Next up, we have the Phoenix Flygons taking on the Royal Gardevoir, and one of the biggest upsets of ASL. The other one actually being Gustavo beating TG. So Gustavo beats all these high teams. Like, but anyways, Spiritomb being one of the weekly heroes, picking up 4 kills in the match. Let's hop into it. So we have a Celesteela, Galvantula lead. Galvantula going to go for the Sticky Webs. Keister predicting that is going to go for the Flamethrower, not fearing a Volt Switch or anything like that. Then goes into his Donphan to soak up the Volt Switch. And can Ice Shard, so Gustavo wants to go ahead and swap out into Starmie. As Starmie can go for the Ice Beam, do tons of damage, but not before it dies to a knockoff. So Donphan already picking up 1 kill. It has snagged another kill in the future for Galvantula, but is going to die on the pursuit, as Gustavo's going to make a good play and go ahead and pursuit trap it. So Gustavo going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, making this Thundurus less useful, and is going to do Sucker Punch, but Keister is setting up bulk ups, so going to probably try and Wild Charge, Superpower, shenanigans like that. But Spiritomb is going to continuously Sucker Punch. Spiritomb is going to go ahead and swap out into Galvantula, sack it off, so that the fly doesn't come off. And Spiritomb, as Thundurus is going to go for the bulk up, is going to go for the Pursuit. So that was definitely the correct play on Gustavo's part. He's going to go for the Sucker Punch and actually crit the Thundurus, and is going to get rid of Thundurus. That's big, because now Spiritomb has 2 kills. And Venusaur is going to miss the Sleep Powder, so very unfortunate. Is going to crit with the Crunch and miss the Sleep Powder. Dude, the amount of hacks that just happened in that one turn was astronomically ridiculous. Or the 2 turns. But there's a lot of hacks in this match. There is. But Drapion is going to go for the Aqua Tail, and is then going to knock off into the Celesteela, get rid of its Assault Vest, and then is going to drop to the Flash Cannon. So out comes Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir would of course kill with the Thunderbolt, and Gustavo is actually going to just Mega Evolve, probably for the best, so he doesn't have to, because if he takes the boost, factoring from Beast Boost, then Ditto could come in and steal it. But anyways, Gardevoir going to get the crit on Ditto, so that mattered. And he's going to Flare Blitz, and Emboar is actually going to live the damage. But Spiritomb gets to come out here and actually just wins the match, because its best play is to just Shadow Sneak, and it's going to be able to pick up the kill on Mecha Venusaur, giving it 3 kills for the week. And Spiritomb is going to come in through here, go for the Shadow Sneak and kills, and that is going to be 4 kills for Spiritomb in the week, as the Royal Gardevoir are going to grab a 2-0 victory over the Phoenix Flygons. Last but not least, we have the BC Bibarels taking on the Portland Timbers, as Nihilego did win a weekly hero, as it did pick up 3 kills in the match. So let's hop right into it. Is Mega Arrow against Victini. Victini is going to swap out. I am Choice Scarf, but I didn't want a U-turn just because I wanted to bluff it. But Mega Arrow going to go for the wing attack into Hippowdon. Goes into Bronzong, as this is likely Levitate. As I got my rocks up. Going to my Victini, since I know I can take an Earthquake and it's not going to really hurt that much. He's going to go into his Keldeo as I go ahead and go for the U-turn. Gets me into my Latios, as he's going to have to swap out into Bronzong since Keldeo gets hard walled by Latios. I'm going to set up a Calm Mind, as I don't want to get toxic, so I'm going to go into my Skuntank. And I can go ahead and defog, I can go for the Pursuit, I can do some stuff like that. He's going to go into Keldeo, is definitely the correct play to go for the Pursuit. I was predicting Landorus, so I went for the HP Ice there. Keldeo is going to go for the Scald and unfortunately burn Skuntank. But that doesn't really matter because HP Ice is still what Skuntank does at this point. So Vaporeon is going to come out here on the Keldeo, and he's going to make a great play and go for the Calm Mind. But Vaporeon does have Roar, so it's going to go into Bronzong. Vaporeon is going to Wish into Victini since it can take an Earthquake with rocks with all that good stuff. And Bolt Strike is going to be killing this thing, so Bolt Strike is going to come off. And, TG is going to make a phenomenal play, go into Landorus. Knowing that I'm Choice Scarf, gets to go for the Swords Dance. And basically gets to claim a kill on something. Is going to go for the Earthquake and get rid of the Vaporeon. I'm going to go into Latios. I'm going to go for the Devastating Drake since Dragon Pulse wasn't guaranteed to kill, so I actually had to do that. Plus I get some chip on Bronzong. Go to my Skuntank. Try and defog the rocks away. He's going to go for the Taunt, so making great plays. And this Mega Arrow is really bad for me. Gonna go for the Hidden Power Ice, just do whatever damage I can. That was a crit. He's gonna go for the Roost. Is this next HP Ice is gonna do nothing because he lost his flying typing. Taunt's gonna wear off as I'm going to go ahead and die and get the Aftermath off on the Mega Arrow. Out comes Hippowdon. I'm hoping he roosts here, but he's going to go for the Taunt as I go for my Stealth Rocks. I'm really hoping he roosts, but he's going to go for the Wing Attack. Since the only attacking move that I have is Earthquake. So unfort. Because it didn't import correctly because I was supposed to have Ice Fang. Thanks, Showdown. Next up, Victini. Gonna go for the Glaciate, predicting Lando. And that is basically game right there. That's basically game. He said that because Bolt Strike was a roll, and if I kill him, he goes Landorus, sets up a Rock Polish, and wins. So it makes sense. But out comes Sneasel, as Latios is going to go for the Recover. I stay in because Pursuit Trap would have killed me, and Knockoff, I'm pretty sure. Or Knockoff, I don't think it was a roll, but anyways. Victini going to come in here, kill Sneasel, get its second kill of the match. And then Mega Arrow gets to come out, but Nihilego comes out instead. Out comes a Hippowdon, which can wall it pretty decently. It's going to take a Power Gem and go ahead and slack off, but he actually powers, brings the power of the Grass Knot. I go to my Pinsir here. I have to Swords Dance. There's no other play. I have to do this in case he preserves, because I have a chance to win if he does that. Otherwise, I lose anyways. I mean, I guess I could have made it a 3-0, but I was going for the win. But anyways, this is going to be the game. The BC Bibarels is going to take a 4-0 victory over the Portland Timbers. And here is the upcoming matches, so go ahead and look at those, guys, while I wrap up this video. And thank you guys all for watching the Week 12 weekly recap. Again, check out the link to the ASL Discord down in the description. There will be ASL Season 3 playlist in the description. All the replays will be in the description. And while you're down there, go ahead and click that nice little subscribe button, nice little like button. Definitely helps us out. And with that, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, see you next time. Goodbye.